Now they're saying that viewership and interest in 2K is down because the actual NBA, the IRL NBA viewership is down. You telling me it doesn't have to do with gameplay? We got some interesting thoughts and responses from some prominent members in the 2K community. If you guys know why viewership and interest for 2K is down, share your thoughts in the comment section below. If any of you guys are new here, consider dropping a like and a sub. Let's get to the video.
It's AllCity. Load up that clip.
What's good, y'all? I'm AllCity. As always, appreciate you guys tuning in. Uncle Demi seems to have stirred the pot. He sent out this post asking the 2K community. He says, serious question. Do you think the decline in NBA viewership correlates to the decline in NBA 2K content creators viewership? Now, I personally did some research on the decline of the actual NBA viewership, and I'm going to share some of the things that I learned with you guys in this video. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts on why there's a decline in 2K content creators viewership or in 2K content in general. I would like to reference this first post from Yodass EJ. He says 2K viewership is low as F. I don't know how y'all do it, because if I wasn't getting back-to-back games and had to wait 15 to 20 minutes for the next game to start, I would have been got off. Ain't no way I'm forcing my community to sit through that boring stuff. I'm actually surprised that 2K has yet to find a workaround for the park atmosphere. It seems like matchmaking has taken over, so folks go on to the theater or matchmaking game modes like the Rec. Waiting on the dots seems to be a thing of the past, but you guys sound off in the comments section if you like waiting on the dots, if you like going into the park. I remember back in the day, they had an event where you went and got onto the dots, but as soon as you went onto the dots, they put you into a matchmaking mode. In other words, you could walk around freely through the event until your team got on the dots and then it went into matchmaking. Waiting on the dots for 2K25 in 2024 just seems a little outdated to me, but I'm definitely curious to hear what you guys think about that. The good homie AllCity Big Heck also weighed in on this, sharing his thoughts on why 2K viewership may be on a decline. Responding to Uncle Demi, AllCity Big Heck says, good question. Are there that many 2K players that are actually NBA fans? A lot of people, they play the game like they never seen an NBA game in their life. And that's absolute facts. I swear to God, half the NBA 2K community are professional soccer players. But anyway, AllCity Big Heck goes on to say, I've heard so many reasons it's hard to pinpoint why 2K viewership may be down, but he lists off 9 reasons. Number 1, the rise of IRL content. Seems that like content is shifting in regards to 2K and viewers like to see that IRL type of stuff. Number 2, he says the game's just not fun enough, and you guys know I feel the exact same. That's exactly the reason. If I had to pinpoint one reason as to why 2K viewership may be down, it's got to be that for me, but I'm biased. You guys know that. I really haven't held back this year. Number 3, he says the content being dry and overdone. That's absolute facts. Even myself here on this channel, I would start thinking of ways on how I could be more creative, but that always involves gameplay, in my opinion, and that's what I find the most difficult about 2K25 is actually getting on the game. So I think that that's a good reason as well why 2K viewership may be down. Number 4, a lack of interesting revolving content in game. Number 5, the cost of the game is being too high. Number 6, the community being divisive and scaring people away. Like the community is that bad. That's pretty wild. Number 7, franchise fatigue. People that have been playing too long, or creators to players, they've been playing the game too long, so their interest is dwindling with each passing year. Number 8, the game being too complicated / unwelcoming for newbies. If you're new to the 2K franchise, can you share your thoughts on that? On number 8, the game just being too complicated and is unwelcoming to people who are new to the game. I'm curious to read what you new jacks at 2K feel about the game when you're first getting on. Number 9, more platforms and changes to the way we consume content. AllCity Big Head caps off his post by saying there's probably more that people have said, but I think it's an interesting combo to have. And he goes on to say, I'm not all that tapped into the analytics. Lily shares some interesting and insightful thoughts on this topic as well as to why interest in 2K is on a decline. She shared this image in her post titled, The Game Has Changed, and it shows you the most common shot locations from the year 2000 versus 2023. At the top, you'll see 1999 to 2000 season. Got some shots scattered along the perimeter, but the good majority of the shots are inside the arc. Bunch of mid-range shots and a bunch of inside game. Fast forward to 2023, the graph on the bottom, you see there's damn near no mid-range game, and it's either take your 3-point shot or get right up in that paint. Lily also shared her thoughts along with this graph. She said says the decline of the NBA 2K community was actually predictive of the decline in NBA viewership, not reflective. And hopefully you guys get that, because I know a lot of you 2K players have trouble articulating yourself, but it seems like Lily doesn't have any issue with articulation when she sends out these posts. Always insightful, and she makes a really good point in this post, as the question posed here in this video is whether or not the decline in NBA viewership has led to the decline in NBA 2K content creator viewership. Lily's saying it's kind of reverse. The 2K community had already changed the way the game was played years ago, and what she's going to articulate in this post is that we were already playing the way the NBA is currently playing right now. She goes on to say, I saw someone talking about how the shot chart of the NBA shows that professional basketball is a mathematically solved game, which is the root of the prevalence of threes in the NBA now. Shooting threes, it just wins games. Well, if the NBA is a mathematically solved game, then the 2K community has solved that equation years ago, and that's what Lily's going to go on to explain here. This is quite literally what happened to NBA 2K. It has been a mathematically solved video game for years now. That is just absolute facts. Such a great point by Lily to even bring this up. The nature of it being a simulation, it actually simulated the downfall of the NBA, ironically. Shooting being too easy and people relying either on a three-point hunter gameplay or rim running. The fastest way to 21 points or wreck blowouts. The effectiveness of taking long twos being eviscerated. This is why on the graph you saw that in the later 2023 season, there was damn near no mid-range game. The prevalence of creators making, in quotations, broken builds to do so, reflective of the freak athletes / shooters who run the league now. And she makes another great point here, which you can see I'm already cheesing. She says, and the devs are trying to code the solution out of the game by making shooting harder to diversify the gameplay that is actually such an exact simulation to what's in the NBA right now. It predicted the future of the league and its decline in viewership because it's just hard to watch, but for players, it's fun to play. I think Lily has officially become one of my favorite creators with this post here. You had to have been in the community for years to even understand where this post is rooted. 2K players always did the math. Like Lily said, the fastest way to 21 points. We have been three-point hunting for as long as I can remember. The backbone, the foundation, the cornerstone of 2K gameplay has always been shooting and dribbling. And I'm mainly referring to online gameplay. And now shooting and dribbling is like the cornerstone of the actual NBA. And now that the IRL NBA gameplay has caught up to how 2K players have been playing online, this is when the 2K dev team decides to patch the solution out of the game. This is when 2K wants to change up the gameplay instead of continuing to simulate what the actual IRL NBA has evolved into. Players either shoot or they finish. In NBA 2K25, the 2K dev team tried to eliminate shooting, finishing, and dribbling all in one foul swoop. And they thought that was going to be a good idea. If it's in 2K's best interest to simulate basketball, then it's in 2K's best interest to go back to the roots of what has made them successful: shooting and dribbling. It may not be fun to watch, but it's hella fun to play. And 2K's #1 goal is to keep players on the game. The longer they're on the game, the more likely and easier it is for them to generate a microtransaction. So 2K asks you, allow this to be a one-hand wash the other scenario. Get back to your roots, get back to fun, get back to shooting and dribbling, and you no longer have to worry about a decline in 2K interest. Stop trying to change what's already been a successful blueprint. That's all I'm saying. How about building on that foundation? Imagine we had the old style of gameplay with this new city, this new legend grind, these new events. I'd be live streaming this game every single day and constantly on the search for new and creative ways to make content. But NBA 2K25 is like the 2K dev team trying to create a whole new wave in a tiny little puddle. And the ripple effects from 2K development are just leading to a decline in interest. At some point, 2K is going to be forced to let it go. They don't got many years on top with this type of gameplay development. And I know a lot of you guys may be like, well, 2K ain't going nowhere. And that may be absolute facts. But the thing is that when they're presenting to their investors, they need to show constant growth. And if they're unable to show constant and consistent growth through their 5-year and 10-year plans, then in 2K's eyes and in the eyes of their investors, that's going to be like a L. And the last thing 2K wants to take is L's, especially when they know and their investors know they have a track record of constant W's. Now, reeling it back to the main question, whether or not the NBA decline in viewership directly correlates to the decline in 2K content creators viewership. So let's talk about the decline in NBA viewership. I wanted to pull up this post here. It's titled "Viewership in the NBA has been declining. Why?" And they got some bullet points here that I think you guys will find interesting. The first bullet point says ESPN's opening doubleheader averaged 1.6 million viewers, down 42% from 2023's debut with Victor Wembanyama. Down 42% is pretty crazy. The next bullet point, Bucks versus 76ers, 1.71 million viewers, and that's down 2.55 million for the Celtics and Knicks in 2023. The Suns versus Clippers, 1.52 million viewers, down 49% from last year's comparable game. TNT's Thursday night, Spurs versus Mavericks, 1.45 million viewers, and that's a 29% decrease from the previous year's comparable game. And the last bullet point, ESPN's Friday game, Pacers versus Knicks, 830,000 viewers, fewer than a college football game on ESPN2. Those are some hard numbers to take in. Now, the fact is that viewership that they can tally is actually down. But after doing my research, I found out that's because there's people who are streaming these games for free. There's a bunch of people who don't want to pay the $100 price tag on the NBA League Pass. From what I understand, oftentimes you pay for that League Pass and you don't even get the games that you want to see. So there's a bunch of NBA fans out there who rather just find a stream to watch their favorite games. Now, these are not legal streams, so the NBA is unable to factor in the viewership for these streams. I would like to reference these next couple of comments from some NBA fans saying, what the F are even the options for watching games anymore? 90% of people I know who watch regular season ball just use some random stream. Next comment underneath says, I have had people explicitly tell me this is why they don't watch NBA when I talk about it. Like, yeah, if you don't have a way to watch, you won't watch it. It has to be like the most basic step in marketing that they are somehow addressing so poorly. And that has seemed to be the main reason upon doing this research as to why there's been a decline in viewership for the actual NBA. It seems to be just a matter of convenience, and people just have way too many options to choose from. And oftentimes when people are given too many options, they end up choosing none. I gotta tell you guys, I have fun making this video. Hopefully you guys could give some insightful feedback on your thoughts as to why there's been a decline in interest for 2K and the NBA. Sound off in the comment section below. If any of you guys are new here, drop a like and drop a sub on your way out. I'll catch you on the next video. Easy, y'all. If you guys are tired of running with randoms and you're looking for players to run with on NBA 2K, come on out and join the AllCity 2K Discord. The link will be in the description below. Find players and get runs now. Drop a like and drop a sub on your way out. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. I'll catch you guys on the next video. Easy, y'all.